The One and Only Ivan, Chapter 8. That night, I asked Stella if Ruby was okay. Ruby was sleeping. She's too thin, Stella said. She was in the truck for days. Mac bought her from a circus, but she was born in the jungle like us. Stella told me the circus trainers chained her feet to the floor all day so she could do tricks just like they did to make Stella learn tricks. The next morning, I saw a little trunk come out of the bars of Stella's cage. Hello, I'm Ruby, Ruby said. Hello, I'm Ivan, I said. Are you a monkey? Ruby asked me. No, I said. Bob woke up from his nap on my belly and said, He's a gorilla. I asked Ruby if Stella was awake. Aunt Stella's sleeping, Ruby said. Her foot hurts. Where are the other elephants? Ruby asked me. It's just you and Stella, I said. Before the circus, I lived with my mom and my aunts and my sisters and cousins, Ruby said. Now they are dead. I'm sorry, Ruby, I said. People killed them, Ruby said. We were all quiet. Stella woke up and played with Ruby. Stella and Ruby love each other. They leaned against each other, and Stella patted her with her trunk and smelled her. Stella looked so happy to have Ruby here. Later that day, I could see George and Mac by the highway. They were up on the ladders by the big billboard sign with my picture on it. They were putting big pieces of paper on the billboard. When they were done, I saw they added a picture of a little elephant to the billboard to make a picture of Ruby. It didn't look like Ruby at all. I've only known Ruby one day, and I could draw her better. Stella and Ruby loved each other. Ruby liked to ask questions. She would ask, Ivan, why is your tummy so big? And have you ever seen a green giraffe? And can you get me one of those pink clouds the people are eating? Ruby asked me what the painting on my wall was. I told her it was the jungle. She asked why the flowers had no smell and the waterfall had no water. It's art, I told her. A picture made with paint. Do you know how to make art? Ruby asked. Yes, I love to draw, I said. What do you draw? Ruby asked. Bananas, I said. My drawings are sold in the gift store for $25 with a frame. What's a frame? What's a dollar? What's a gift store? Ruby asked. I told her I was tired and pretended to sleep so she would stop asking me questions. Stella and Ruby loved each other. We've learned a lot from this chapter. One thing that we learn is that Ruby is an orphan. She doesn't have her family anymore. But just like our main idea that's highlighted here, Stella and Ruby love each other. She now has Stella, and she calls her Aunt Stella, another elephant, to help her take care of her. To help take care of her. We also learn that Ivan is getting to know her. So I can't wait to see what happens next. Great job, guys.